What's good, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another. Well, not another one. It's a review of "Becoming Immortal," the Bray Wyatt documentary. Man, what a roller coaster that was of a doc. Flipping hell. I mean, you used to see me jump on with the old blue lenses anyway, but they needed. Trust me, I was a mess after this documentary. I, I so I'm gonna give away a few things in this because I just think there's some things that I just want to speak about, but I'll try not to give away every little detail because there is still there for you guys to go and watch for yourself and enjoy and take note of what you want to take away from it. What you will. I'll tell you what I taken away from the document straight away. The biggest takeaway for me was the relationship between him and Bo. It's incredible. We wouldn't really, we wasn't really privy to that relationship because on screen their characters were so far away from each other. I think Bo actually made it onto the roster for as Bo Dallas. So we and his Bray Wyatt. So we just knew them as being brother B team and Wyatt family and nothing like that. But the toll the death of Bray took on his brother, considering that his brother saw him as a larger than life superhero and followed in his footsteps and was inspired by him. Even just watching little clips of them together, seeing them face to face, you can see he was in awe of his brother, and it was quite sad by the time we got to the end to see what toll Bray's death took on his brother and his whole family. Of course, I'm not saying it meant more to his brother than anyone else. I'm just saying for a takeaway of someone who's still in the business as well. Crazy. We got insight to Bray's thoughts and the way his mind worked creatively. I'm a bit. I did see Triple H documentaries and stuff when Bray was out of the company and there was talk about him coming back. And Triple H was talking about how incredible Bray's mind was, but at the same time, it was a whirlwind and it can cause people to not be sure whether it's hard to work with or if it's just genius. And that is the fine line between genius and being hard to work with. And you could see it in the documentary. With all due respect to Bray, you could tell that if you're not like the strongest person, you might come across hard to work with, but it's never from bad intentions. It's always down to he just wants everything to be right, and because all of these thoughts and creativity come from his own mind, the Fiend and the Uncle Howdy and the Firefly Funhouse, because everything was a concept from his own mind. He didn't really want anybody to touch it in any way, which is almost impossible when you work for the WWE or any company in that, unless you're funding stuff with your own money. Movie sets, anything like that, you're gonna have other people who have input. And I can imagine there's a part where he was saying that like the way I know this from personal experience of what I'm like as well, but he was saying there's parts where Bray's mind will go so crazy with these brilliant ideas, and then they'll be all set to go and do them, and then Bray would just phone Triple H back and be like, nah, we need to start from the scratch because that's not it. And you can imagine putting stuff in place. The reason why I mention that is because as a content creator, I've got so many ideas and thumbnails and video packages and stuff in the works, and then I just sack them off and I'll just either delete them or I move on to the next thing. So I thought that was great. The relationship between him and his kids, Jojo, his family, his ex-wife, his sister. I thought it was all great, man. They've done a really good job on this documentary. I mean, anyone who's watched any WWE A&E documentaries, not too dissimilar. My Roman Reigns review will be coming out soon. It's not too dissimilar to any of the other documentaries. In fact, it's almost filmed exactly the same. But obviously, there's a bit of more emphasis on what happens in the story because it's his whole life work. And a lot of the other guys that they've done documentaries of, they're either older, or they're older and passed on, but not like young and stepping into their prime. So there was they gave us a lot of exclusive footage, recordings from behind the scenes, Funhouse and Fly Funhouse match. They even showed he had like a place of rest eulogy where all the wrestlers, that was what we was privy to when we found out that all the wrestlers from AEW and WWE were going down there. They actually gave footage of that said funeral. It's very sad because his brother with his eulogy, and that's where it finished me. The whole documentary up until like the last 20 minutes, if Bray wasn't if you didn't know Bray had passed on, you'd just be like, this is an incredible guy who's talented and is a genius. And then the last like 20 minutes, that's where it goes into all of the stuff about him passing away and the toll it's left on his family and the fans. And that's where, yeah, that broke me. I can't even lie. Like, I was finished by the time we got to that point. And I was finished off little things as well. Like, some of the things weren't even major, but like Braun Strowman getting upset. And as soon as I saw his kids, I was finished. And it's just sad, man. And his mom's, I'll tell you what, man, watching his mom speak and his dad, he's a strong parents, man. He had a good household, a good upbringing, and seemed to be loved by absolutely everyone. There were so many different voices in the documentary, and everyone had positive things to say about him, of course. Jojo, I don't know how she's managing to just get on like that, but I guess life does go on, and he's got his work left behind. There was even. I remember there was talk of this before, but there was a reality TV show that was going to come out between Bray and Bo, going on mysteries and like investigating conspiracy theories and monsters and stuff like that, which would have been so cool with Bray Wyatt and Bo. You can imagine that. And even the concept of like Uncle Howdy and stuff, like Bo said it was a dream, it was a nightmare that he used to have as a kid. And then obviously he was talking about how excited he was after they were gonna. He had already been released, and then they were doing the program that we're gonna do, and then they started talking about wrestling, and Triple H had asked him to come back, and Bo would come back with him to be Uncle Howdy, and I felt so bad for Bo because he was just like, the dream was for us to go to WrestleMania together, and it was so close to it, obviously, and Bray passed away, and probably the clips and stuff you've seen floating around the internet at the moment is that picture with the lantern and the shadow of Uncle Howdy behind him, which comes at the end of a post-credit scene, and it comes at the end of the credit. Oh, it's the post-credits. We get the regular credits. Undertaker narrates the whole thing. He does a great job, by the way. And then we get the last part. You see Undertaker narrating, and he pours a drink out for Bray, and you get in loving memory of Wyndham Rotunda, and then you think it's finished, and then it flickers with the glitch, and the lantern, what is switched off, starts flickering, and then it comes back on, and then a shadow figure walks out, and it's Uncle Howdy, and you can't see his face and anything like that. And then it just shuts off, man. And that says to me that, and you could take it from the documentary, that Bo will want to take on the mantle and continue with his brother's work to represent him in some way. And when people asked before, would you like, because people were asking straight away after Bray's death, and I was like, listen, I'm not trying to hear any Uncle Howdy or Fiend stuff. Just let the man rest on it, let him live, let his family live. But time's gone on, and I feel like it will help his brother as well. I would have been a person to say, not really interested in that. Just let his legacy stay where it is, because it's brilliant anyway. But I actually think Bo could do a good job. And obviously he's going to put all of his thoughts and passion into it. So we'll have to see. But I'm there to support always, because Bray's my guy, man. And very sad. Very, very sad. I miss the guy, man. I miss him. He's not my family. I don't know him or anything like that. But through wrestling, you stay connected to these people. They're damn near in your house every single week. And we went through all the Easter eggs and Firefly Funhouse stuff, and big part of my channel as well. My outro is from Bray. My intro's from Bray. And I've stuck with it the whole time. So yeah, man. Comment below. Let me know what you think of the documentary if you got to watch it. If you didn't get to watch it, I told people on my live stream earlier, DM me and I'll give you the link if I still can. If they've taken it down, I can't do nothing about it. But I'll give you the link. But yeah, man. One more time for the road, innit? Run.